Hey, this is Sensibility Speaks. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, y'all, it is about that time. Let's sip some sensibility, shall we? What's up, sensible thinkers and sensibilities, honey? We're going to do a review on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Houston, here comes the problem, child. I believe it's season 7, episode 713. Let's get into it, child.
We have a visitor coming.
Who's the visitor?
She's actually a sex therapist.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Kimmie and Maurice, we are so tired of hearing the same storyline. It's like a one-trick pony. It has to be more to your lives than Kimmie's libido. But child, Kimmie, just admit it on camera. Address the elephant in the room, child. You're a woman of a particular age who looks damn good, I might add. Let's be clear about that. But either you're going through menopause or perimenopause, one or the other, okay? Because what are you, 53, 54? Okay, so Kimmie's a nurse. She knows her body and she knows what happens when you get to a particular age. Child, just talk about it, okay? I would like to see that level of genuineness as opposed to Maurice browbeating the hell out of her like she's some damn blow up doll, telling her it's all mental, that physically her body can respond to having sex or whatever like that. But mentally, she's not there, Maurice. Damn, the lady just went through chemo. Okay, so the scene opens up, and Kimmie tells Maurice that she invited someone over, a sex therapist. So they have a conversation with the sex therapist, and they each talk to her separately as well, which I think is a good thing because one of them said in a confession that way they can be open and honest about what they want to say if they speak to the therapist alone. So the therapist talks about intimacy and lack thereof. And Maurice says their intimacy level is about a 2 or 3, of course, because you see her as a damn blow up doll, as a damn mattress that you just want to just jump up and down on to get your rocks off, to relieve yourself. My goodness. It's like, do you romance the lady? And I like the fact that the therapist actually said to Maurice, or was it Kimmie, one of them, how chemotherapy wreaks havoc on the body, which is quite obvious and is very devastating to the body. Okay. Just not getting over the physical ramifications of beating carcinoma, but also I can only imagine what it would do to a woman mentally. Okay. Anyway, I am just so sick and tired of that storyline. Kimmie, just come clean. You're battling a few different things. You got over cancer. I can only imagine that your body is still healing. And then the mental component of all of that. Sex is probably the last thing on your mind, and you're probably going through menopause or perimenopause. God dang. I just wish that they would talk about it. Just be honest. Come clean, okay? And so it really vexed my spirit when they were in a confessional and Maurice says something to the effect of he never made the connection of Kimmie being a single parent and having to do everything on her own and her needing help because the sex therapist asked Kimmie what was her love language. And she said acts of service. So in his mind, he feels like he's going to get an A and he's going to do everything he can. Everything is performative with him. So now you're going to help around the house. You're going to help her cook, clean, and all of that stuff and stop treating her like a damn mammy and a mule just so you can get your little damn bellies off, Maurice. You should want to help her. But in all seriousness, how can he come into Kimmie's life, a woman's life, and not want to ease her plight and to make her life better? That's because he wanted to make his damn life better when he married her. As I've said in other videos, he saw her as a come up, okay? And marrying Kimmie is and was beneficial to him, not the other way around. And so, as Kimmie put it, she was turned on, I guess, when she first met him laying floors and doing handiwork. Was he doing that handiwork in his house, her house? Because allegedly he moved into her home. So I guess, child, he got comfortable and stopped doing those things that he was doing before. I can't believe he was handy, but if they say so, we're going to go with it. But anyway, I'm so over them. But on a side note, is it just me or was Maurice gawking at the therapist? Ugh. Anywho, moving right the heck along. So, child, the what I'm about to call them the damn Whitlows, the Fletchers, they get the whole group together. So they go to this new restaurant that is down Huntsville, I take it. It has a whole Western type of Texas theme or whatever. Everything's big in Texas, allegedly, right? So anyway, the whole group comes in one by one or couple by couple. So everyone hugs and exchanges pleasantries and the like. So anyway, they finally get to the point to why they're all convening. So Nell excitedly lets everybody know, yeah, this is a whole Texas theme because guess what? Yeehaw, we going to Houston, child. And everybody just kind of looking around because honey, it's a lot of tension in the group and little sub pockets. And then you have the bigger elephant in the room with Martell and Melody, of course. And so anyway, I have to say Melody's looking good, child. She came in looking like a snack in a meal. And of course, Martell, his old slimy butt slithered in, child, with them damn shades, probably trying to hide his eyes again because he had that damn eye surgery. But anywho, Stormy and Courtney don't look too excited. Stormy in particular. Honey, I almost forgot to include this part. It was funny when Tisha went over to try to hug Stormy and Courtney, with Stormy in particular. She's like looking at her like she got the heebie-jeebies, like, ugh, like she smelled or something. So I guess she's like, I ain't trying to be fake with you. And she feels like Tisha playing in her face, trying to hug her, knowing they ain't like that. I don't know if this is a manufactured little beef or storyline since they can't come in Melody, child. Honey, they coming at each other. Anyway. So of course, Kimmie, forever trying to orchestrate and play the damn peacemaker, wants to make sure that they're good because, of course, she knows everything. She knows that Stormy and Courtney met up with Letitia and Marceau, and we saw last week's episode. It didn't go too good because, of course, Stormy called him what he is and how he acts like a Mitch, right? Anyway, we know that Letitia and Marceau came late when they all got together to play pool, child. Didn't end well. So Kimmie wants to kind of iron things out, so she pulls Stormy to the side. I did a whole video on that, child, of her always mansplaining. One thing that male identified Kimmie's going to do, she's going to understand the male perspective on things, okay? Like the true pick-me that she is, right? So anywho, but what I didn't address in my video that I did a couple days ago, Stormy does go on to tell Kimmie that Tisha just had a cavalier attitude and just was like, well, so what? I white labeled your product, and so what? I mocked your whole website. Anyway, I mocked your whole shipping plan. My web developer on the website, she was like, well, won't my fault or whatever. And we know Tisha don't take accountability for ish because she's an opportunist and a user, and she'll step on anybody who will let her to try to get ahead. Child, Tisha, pick a struggle. Child, you can't be cutthroat and a damn victim. Child, you can't do both. But anywho, I'm not going to spend a whole lot on that little part right there because, like I said, I did a video on it. But I will say that Stormy seemed to enjoy the conversation with Kimmie, and I guess she's good with them to a point, talking about Letitia and Marceau. But what did kind of interest me is when Nell and Melody got together with Tisha off to the side in the bar. And so Miss Nell goes on to ask Tisha about her issue with Stormy. And Melody's like, wait a minute, she didn't know there was an issue or whatever. And so, of course, Nell is aware of what Tisha did, mocking the concept of Canvas Beauty on the website or the shipping label part of it, whatever the hell, child. But anyway, Tisha in a confessional says, well, dang, she pretty much accuses Stormy of being fake. Like, well, why did she have to go to Melody and tell her about it? So Tisha is okay with Nell Fletcher knowing about it, but she don't want Melody to know that she effed up and mucked up her website because she wasn't overseeing her whole project. Okay, so she's gonna put it on the product manager, business manager, the web developer, web designer, everybody in God except for her being the owner of it, looking over it. Tisha, okay, you got 50 million loving degrees, as we all like to say. Damn it, use it. Act like you do. Okay. So, anywho, I also thought it was funny when the men got together at the table. Child, and Chris Fletcher just joned the hell out of old Martell. Martell was like, well, I don't have a woman anyway. I ain't got no lady. No, we know you don't have a lady, but you got a lot of, oh, I was going to say it. I ain't going to say it. But you got a lot of women. You got a lot of chicks, okay? Let me be politically correct. But honey, Chris told him, child, he said, we know you ain't got no woman and you ain't got no last name. What did he say? Some shit like that. In other words, referring to Melody's name change, child. That's what you get, Martell. That's what you get. And then Maurice even said, because you do like to say hope, hope.
Nah, you used to say that all the time. Hope.
Ooh, child, they like Jonah him. But anywho, I am so glad this damn Houston trip is finally gonna take place. This has been a long season. This second half, the first half, it's been really long. So anyway, before they end this whole scene, child, Nell's a spunky little thing. She's like a little Tasmanian devil. You know how somebody like a little spinny top, you just wind them up, you like a little ball of energy. Child, she hopped her little ass on that damn bull and them other ladies, child. Anyway, It was funny when Marcel said, "Oh, I see why Chris Fletcher is married to her 29 years." He said, "She's a wild thing." I said, "Oh, child, they so, ugh." But anywho, moving right the hell along. All right, y'all, I'm going to break this video into 2 parts. So this is going to be part 1, but please believe I got some things to say in part 2. We're going to get back to it. All right, y'all, this is Sensibility Speaks. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.